Dear friends, welcome on Water TV, and we are continuing the series of interviews on the Ritossa Family Office Summit in Dubai. And we have with us today Iosif Peterfi from Ethernity CLOUD. Iosif, thank you for coming here, and please tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, your company.
First, I want to thank you for the invitation to have this interview. For me, it's really nice. I'm here at the Ritossa Family Summit, where we're hoping as a team to meet leaders with vision around the world. And this is what brought us here. Now, I can tell you a few things about myself. I am born in Romania, and I moved to Germany 10 years ago, working for the US Department of Defense as a contractor. And I did that for a few years. Then the blockchain kind of came up on my radar. It's been there initially, I think 2012. However, at the time I was very busy with moving places around Germany. It was a bit of a very busy time of my life, so I kind of lost focus on what's going on. But then again in 2017, it came back even stronger with a lot of confirmation from within the world countries and regulatory signs about this technology being adopted widely. And then I decided to join and contribute to what I think it's a revolution that's going on. Not in a bad way, like there are no guns, but it's a revolution for the freedom of information and for the freedom of people to have privacy. And this blockchain allows people to do so. And I decided to join forces with everyone else.
This is very interesting. And can you please maybe explain to our viewers who are not familiar how the blockchain technology can help people gain more freedom or gain power over their lives? How can this be?
There is a specific aspect of blockchain. So first, there are a few specific aspects. So first, there's the aspect of a trusted source of integrity. Right now, governments around the world, and it's not that they do this on purpose or anything, but technologically, in the traditional sense, there's no way of somebody guaranteeing 100% for a transaction. There's no consensus. Consensus is because we say so, because we have the best prepared people, because we look at their background, we're sure they're very good people and they don't make mistakes because they're well trained. However, the technology doesn't guarantee that. And this is where blockchain comes into place, because blockchain can guarantee that integrity, where a centralized entity cannot guarantee it technically, only with other means, with rules, with regulations, with all kinds of means to make it as close. However, technically, if somebody does a mistake, the mistake is in there, and it's hard to prove it. There was a mistake in a sense.
So in essence, we can say that blockchain technologies can guarantee that the information is truthful and
accurate,
was not changed, modified by anybody.
Right. So that's one aspect which is very important in this.
So we can guarantee that, for example,
yes,
election results are not modified.
That's one thing.
And
for
things
instance,
like that. Yes.
this one thing, and I'm very curious, but if and how the elections will happen, and whether how and they will use blockchain. It's very interesting to see how exactly. But that's a different topic.
But all sorts of information, history,
yes,
everything can be then transcribed, and actually our lives maybe can be simplified, because all the like notary contracts and stuff like that can be passed through these systems, and there's no need for someone to testify the transfer of property or funds. Or
in a sense, it's like that. Exactly. There is no need for a specific entity to to certify, because the system does that. Now, of course, there's need for these entities to check the system, to validate it, to somehow like make sure it's built in the right
so
way.
There is no malicious
Right.
nodes in the
Of
system.
course, there's no malicious things that are going around, but the human interaction, it's less and less. And wherever there's human interaction, we can see because it's transparent. So even if, like say in a possible notary system, if it's a need because somebody has to check physically the paperwork, but when that person approves it, then it's saved on chain, and everybody trusts that. Everybody can see that, and then everybody's like, okay, this is trusted, and anyone can check it right away once it's on chain. Then this validation, it's already happened, and it can be checked right away on the other side.
Yeah,
of the
so
board,
it's a distributed ledger
yeah.
that everyone agrees
yeah.
on.
So it makes things easier for everybody, but still you cannot remove the notary. People think, okay, we're removing stuff. We're just removing the time spent to do all this stuff, but where human interaction is required, it's still there, and that's not going to go away. There are some tech voices like, oh, well, we're removing banks, we're removing notaries, we're removing some of the faulty part from this system, but they will still exist, and I think they will grow as well. Which, together with the world population. So.
And there's one aspect that you told me that while we were preparing for the interview, that it is an open source project.
Yes, what we do, it's an open source project. But I want to finish answering the first question, because there's one aspect. Why the blockchain is this integrity. Then the other aspect is the decentralization. And the decentralization means anyone can contribute with resources, and they get some kind of incentive, which in a centralized system doesn't really happen. Like if you want to contribute, you can't, because it's set up and handled by somebody specific.
It's like a black box that's actually
it's people are excluded, right? The system it's built where it doesn't include people, it excludes them. So I think personally this will never work long term. It's okay, it's made because it was made because it was required, because there was no option, but now it exists. So I think people and governments and regulators should work and look at the options they have available and implement whatever it makes sense and whatever works for them at the moment, and possibly expanding that in the future.
No, yes, thanks a lot for this edition, because this is also a possibility to leverage the creative power of community. All the people.
Yes,
and
you can have people work on this, and then of course everybody's engaged and everybody has incentives
and contributes to the growth of the project.
Contributes and. It's getting out something after the contribute. I mean, it's only normal for this to happen. And it's kind of automated, and from blockchain to blockchain, integration to integration, incentives are different, but, it's community, it's built. Some projects are built very focused on community, and those maybe where the community wants to join and work.
And so, yes, this is hence my next question about the power of community and the open source. So, can you please tell us why the possibility of people uniting together without any borders, without separating or segregating into different levels, classes, and stuff, makes what seemed impossible possible?
I think this happens because more and more interconnectivity through the internet. Internet, in essence, it's a decentralized, let's say maybe distributed ecosystem, and it's meant to be decentralized. It's just when it was built, it wasn't kind of so decentralized. So, but it's very widely distributed and brings people together, especially with broadband access, especially with access on countryside, even in under development countries, This brings people together all at once, and they can have their voice heard. They can communicate and say, okay, we want to do this, and it gives them more power than they had before, just by, I don't know, regular media or communication, letters, or I don't know, maybe chat while I was growing up. But again, our generation, it started with chat and chatting and so on. But now
I
you
remember
can do
IRC, yes.
you can do video now. You can talk with somebody from the other side of the world and transmit your message in a video conference, which is much better. Okay, it's not as good as a live discussion. However, it's much better than chat or voice, right? So voice is also good, but phone conferences, so it's evolving. Now people do that. And especially with Corona on top, people were kind of compelled to do that because to avoid contact spreading of the virus, right? So they were like, okay, I have to use this now, you know. And they started doing it, and people are using it, and now everybody talks, and it's a lot of stuff happens to accelerate the level from this aspect. And I think that's why a lot of people get connected from different sides, and things are changing.
Yes, it's true. I mean, the pandemic accelerated the adoption, let's say, of multiple collaborative platforms, and we also have been leveraging this in the preparation of our events that I started talking to you about. Because the Creative Society is a project that is created by people all over the world, 180 countries, and we started 10 years ago by asking people, and we are still conducting interviews, also like the one we are having right now, asking people what unites all people around the world, and how they see the world they and their loved ones would like to live in. And everyone was saying that what unites people is love. And,
yes, of course. But there is, from our aspect as a company, I think there is parts about love that should be private. So it's okay to have love, but
no, we mean it in a general way, and also that everyone was saying the same thing around the globe.
yes,
That they would like to live in a peaceful society, a society where the education and healthcare is accessible, in a secure society.
Yeah.
So this
people
is,
can contribute. Yes.
yes, and to this, I mean, everyone should be able to contribute, and I guess that blockchain technologies can.
But this is what I
help.
mean.
Yes.
For instance, I want to, let's say, donate, right? I'm not very wealthy, but suppose I am, right? Or somebody is. And they want to donate. Maybe they want to stay anonymous. Maybe they don't, they want to have some privacy on their donation, which is pretty common thing to do. Because sometimes if you love, maybe you don't want to be exposed right away, but you still fight for a specific goal, and you still support it, but maybe not publicly. Not everybody wants to do that publicly. People we know, and that I think should be protected, because it's still part of our society, even though it's not the mainstream part, but it's still something part of the society. It's been there for a long time. Internet just made it everything connected, but now everything that we do on the internet, it's exposed to somebody. So it's not fair, because like before the internet, people could have private conversation, they used to have them, and private decisions. Now they have internet, and this privacy it's being affected. And this is why I think we should fight to maintain that privacy, even inside an interconnected, highly connected system and internet, because it's a right, and it's something that we should be able to leverage when we need to keep maintaining and loving society in the end.
Yes, definitely there is parts that can be kept private, and there's good reason for that. And I would like to ask you maybe to share your thoughts on why it is important for people to unite, to bring their talent and their aspirations together towards a goal
Let
to
me tell you
achieve.
why. You get one person from one country, and then you get another person from another country, then you get another person from another country, and now you have three different people with three different mindsets. Now, when you try to do something with these three people, no matter what, that is useful for the whole society or for the three of them or their peers or whatever, you have three mindsets. These three mindsets bring to creates creativity in their group, because everybody says, I think we should do it this way. Somebody else says, I think we should do it this way. And then, of course, the best decision is made. But this comes naturally. You don't have to force it. You just have to bring people from everywhere together and ask a question. And in the group, they're smart enough to acknowledge whoever has the better option, and it takes them 5 minutes. Now, you take somebody from growing in the same place, you ask them one question, they all have the same answer, because they're biased by the place where they were born and raised, and maybe it's not the best decision for everybody. So it's best decision for them in that place, but then they build up only for that place. So globally, the impact it's much smaller because it's not at its best. This is my personal opinion, but I think hopefully it makes sense to you. So.
Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Thanks you for your responses, and thanks for being here. And well, we wish you all the best for your project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.